Hello everyone. In today's session, we discuss about the your practical assignment number 11, which is nothing but the read the problem statement. Read the marks obtained by student of second year in an online examination of particular subject. Find out maximum and minimum marks obtained in that subject. Use heap data structure and analysis the algorithm. So this problem statement is depending upon the heap sort, or which is nothing but the heap concept, which is already we discussed in the unit number 5, the last point of that unit number 5. So when if you not see the video regarding with that heap sort, then first of all please check out the heap sorting algorithm. What is actually heap, what is mean and what is the max algorithm of regarding with that heap, and then started this problem statement, because of the theory concept is the most important part in that practical session regarding with that heap data structure. So please first of all read that first one. So as we know that the what is the minimum and what is the maximum regarding with that heap one. So min max and heap and maxim, these are the two concepts regarding with that data structure regarding with the heap one. So in that statement you just want to analysis or accept the marks from the user. Consider that the student which is having a second year student and which is having online examination. So accept the particular subject's marks one by one from the user and find out the which subject or which one having a maximum marks and which is subject having a minimum marks. So that one is nothing but your problem statement. So what is the input? First of all, accept the data, means which data you want to accept, the name, then roll number, and then marks of that subjects. So for example, as per the engineering rule, we having 5 subjects in per semester. So as per that one, second year students which is accepted the different 5 marks from that users, consider that marks for the online examination. So depends on you, out of 50 or out of 100 you can accept that marks, but mostly we accept the marks out of 50. So from that out of 50, which is a maximum and which is a minimum, which subject getting a minimum, which subject getting a maximum, this is the main task of your problem statement. So for that purpose we want to write a C++ program for the heap data structure, which is your already which is your heap algorithm, which is already discussed in unit number 5. So as per that algorithm we want to just check out the problem statement with the C++ code. So we will start the C++ code actually. So for that purpose, we just starting header files. So include IOStream, then using namespace standard, and then we define a maximum size which is 20. This is the array size which is a maximum 20. This is basically concept regarding with that C++ for the header files. Then we want to accept the information regarding with that student. So first of all, create the class of that student. So for that class, what you want the student's marks. So class, the name of that class is stud, and then in that class we want to accept the marks which is maximum out of 20. Here we getting a 20 which is the marks which is for the online examination. So out of 20 you want to accept that marks. Here you want to, if you want to accept that out of 50, then write down here max 50, then you can get a out of 50. So integer marks which is maximum 20. Then this is a student class, means what you want to just check out the marks, and in that marks this is the main basic input regarding with that max and min marks. Then publicly you define that class, which is already created here, stud function. So here we call a stud function in publicly. Then accept that marks one by one with the for loop. So for integer I equal to 0, I less than max I plus plus, and that marks will be stored into the array which is name has mks, which is marks of I is equal to 0. Then what you want to do after accepting the marks, you want to insert that into the priest formatting. So void insert heap. First of all, create the tree structure of that mark. So void insert heap. So insert heap regarding with that integer total. This is the one of the variable which is passed for that tree structure, which is nothing but the insert heap. Then we want to display that. That's why again we want to create a function which is void display heap. Again we pass a total variable for displaying that one. Then we want to show the maximum marks. So void show max. Then again bracket in total, and then we want to show the minimum marks from that given heap structure. So this is four function we want to display. Which one? First of all, create a heap structure, then display that one, then showing the maximum marks, then showing the minimum marks. So we want to write down the code one by one for each and every function. So first starts from the insert here. So this is a sub class of that main class, which is main class void stood. In that we want to performing the operation, which is operation insert heap with the help of one variable which is total. So the total number of marks which is passed for that tree, which is accepted one by one with the help of for loop. So for integer I equal to 1, we starts from 1. Then that I is less than is equal to total. What is total? Number of marks. Total number of marks entered. Then increment by 1. Then if you entered that total is equal to 5 or whatever, then up to that one number you want to play one by accept one by one. So see out enter marks, accept that marks into the marks of I. Then what you want to do, you want to just create a heap structure, means you want to insert that one into the tree formatting. So this is a code which is used for the creation or insertion of heap. So integer j equal to I, we just consider the another one variable which is known as an j. So j and I is equal level. So first we declare as an j, which is same as an I for the counting purpose. Then integer, we want to do the partitioning. Why partitioning? Because which is starts from the root one, then left one, and then right one. So that PRA is equal to j divided by 2. So total number of whatever nodes are entered by that user divided into the two parts. So j by 2. Then in that j by 2 means we divide the total number of into the two one parts. Then check out that less than or equal to or not equal to 0. So while marks j less than is equal to marks which is partitions and which is not equal to 0, then we want to shift it that into the left hand side, which is less than, then left hand. If right than, if greater than, then go to the right one. So if this condition is satisfied, then we want to do the swapping. The smallest element we want to shift it into the left one, and right one is a greater number is into the right one. So integer 10 is equal to marks j is equal to marks, then that marks is equal to 10. This is the three lines which is used to do the swapping. Then after that swapping, we just mentioning that j is nothing but the partitioning which is divided into the two parts. That's why that PAR is equal to j divided by 2. Means we just define this code, want to just mention that one node into the form of tree. Then after construction of that tree with the help of that insert heap, we want to display. So how we can display the total number of nodes we want to pass into the display structure, then which starts from 1. So integer I is equal to 1, that is a counter. Then we having a space 1 also, because we just want to define in a separate node, which is left one, which is right one, which is root one. That's why I define that space is equal to 6, means you just acquire the space of that 6 numbers. So then see out that one, and then we want to print that while when I is less than equal to total, which is less number which is started from first one. So if I is equal to 1 or I is equal to 2 or I is equal to 4 or I is equal to 8 or I is equal to 16, then see out, then we want to print that one. Then with the space you want to print that one. That's why integer j equal to 0, j less than space j plus plus, then see out the empty one. Then again divide, check out the space for the next one, which is showing the marks also. So space is equal to 2, and then see out that marks which is increment by 1 by 1. This is a display. This is a display function which is showing 1 by 1 the numbers which is accepted with the help of fixed space. Then from that one, you want to showing that the maximum and minimum. So this is a code which is used for the showing the maximum numbers, maximum marks. So void stood in that we want to showing the operation maximum. From which one? From the total number of nodes. So integer max is equal to starts from 1, max 1. Then first check out that starting one is a 1, then check out with the next one, that's the counter we place as a 2. So I is equal to 2. Then which is up to run, we want to run up to the total number of, that's why I less than is equal to total, then increment by 1. Then if max is less than max of I, then max is equal to max I, means which is less than, which is greater than, which is less than, which is greater than. We check out one by one up to the last one number, and which is considering as the last one. How we can check out that? If it is less, then shifted to the left one. Again check out, again left one. Then remaining one, which is the right one, which is by default nothing but the maximum marks, and that one max we want to show with the help of that show max, that is nothing but the cout statement, cout max marks, which is stored with the max 1. Same for the minimum marks. Then which is a minimum marks, which is minimum, which is left one, means first one element, which is nothing but the minimum one. Why? Because we want to check out that less than and greater than. Leftmost element is a minimum and rightmost element is a maximum. So in that one, see out the minimum marks, which is left one. Which is left one? Marks starts from 1. This is minimum. Then in main menu, we want to show that with the menu bar and display on your screen with the help of switch case function. So integer main, then we want to display some variables, integer ch for the choice, then count, then total, then one is temporary variable, then integer n, which is number of nodes, and we just created the object of that one class, which is stud, which is we created in a starting session. Then what you want to do? You want to do the create a menu bar. So do what you want to do, menu. So what if you want to performing the 4 operation? First one, which is first one, read marks of the student, then display min mark, then max mark, minimum hit, then maximum marks, then minimum marks, then enter your choice. That one choice is accepted with the variable ch, and that pass that ch to the switch case for performing the that one case. So if you enter 1, then which is 1, you want to read the marks of the students. So see out case 1. What? First of all, accept how many number of students, that is nothing but the total. For example, if you enter 3, then that for loop is repeated by the 3 times. Then performing the insert heap operation, and which is pass the variable total with the creation of that object, which is s1. S1 is the object which is created here for the stud class. That's why s1 dot insert heap function with the variable total, which is call that function and accept the number of students from that user, then break. Then in case 2, what you want to do? You want to do the display minimum heap. So how we can find out that minimum heap and maximum heap? Then again run the case 2 and display the heap with the total number of students, which is total number of accepted nodes from that user. And then from that one, we want to show the max. So show max function we can call with the help of object s1 dot show max in bracket total, then break. Same for the minimum, s1 dot show minimum, then break. Then again, if you want to continue, then continue. If not, then 0. Up to while count double is equal to 1. If you press 1, then continue. If not, then return that 0. This is nothing but the your assignment number 11. So check out the output. First of all, print the menu bar in on your screen. So read marks of the student, display minimum heap, find max heap, find min heap. Then I enter the choice 1 here. What is one choice? Read marks of the student. So how many students? For example, I entered 7 students. So enter the marks of that student. So 35, 65, 25, 87, 36, 98, and 27. These are the number of students, and which is the these are the marks of that student. So then again I want to continue, that's why I press 1. Then again display the menu bar. Then again I write the choice number 2. What choice? That is display the minimum heap. So we want to arrange that minimum heap. What is the structure of minimum heap? The lowest one, the lowest node is nothing but the root node. That's why 25 is a root node. Then 36, 27, 87, 65, 98, and 35. This is a structure which is arranged with the help of logic of that minimum heap. And then you want to continue again, then press 1. Then from that tree we want to find out the minimum and maximum. So for first one we just entered the maximum marks. So max marks is equal to 98. So this is a maximum marks. Yes, he created or showing that exactly maximum marks which is from that tree. Same for the minimum. You enter choice 4 which is showing the minimum marks. So 25 is the minimum marks which is showing that 25. So again if you want to continue then press 1. If not then 0. So this is your assignment number 11, which is showing that the minimum heap, and by using that minimum heap, after construction of the tree of minimum heap, we want to show that the maximum marks of student and minimum marks of that student. This is a very easy task, but when you actually clear that, if you read first of all theory and algorithm of exactly min max, then it is very easy to understand. Thank you very much.